Just prior to the 1989 NCAA basketball tournament, then Michigan head coach Bill Freider announced that he would be leaving the Wolverines after the tournament to take over the head coaching job at Arizona State.
Yeah, that did not sit well with former football coach and then athletic director Bo Schembechler, who dismissed Freider immediately, uttering the now famous quote, "A Michigan man will coach Michigan, not an Arizona State man." Today, Jack Doles caught up with the Arizona State man who will now call the Michigan game on radio tomorrow.
Larry and Casey, Michigan is looking for its first national championship in basketball since 1989. That was a team that Bill Freider put together, but was not allowed to coach during the NCAA tournament. Earlier today, I had a very candid conversation about what went down that year.
Coach, you've seen this Michigan team play, you've seen this Louisville team play. How do you like this matchup?
I think it's a game that's going to go right down to the wire. I think both teams have great guards. And I give Michigan maybe even the edge at the guards because of Trey Burke, but they both got great guards. Of course, Louisville's got the 7-foot center, but now Mitch McGary's coming on for Michigan, and there may not be an edge there. And I think the advantages Louisville might have over Michigan is a little more veteran of a team. They were here last year, and they have great depth also, maybe even more depth than Michigan has.
We hear a lot of talk about veteran leadership in tournaments like this, but Michigan, with the youngest team in the field, has just been rolling here. How is it they've been able to do that?
You know what, the reason for that's Trey Burke's so good. He's a sophomore, but he's playing like a senior. He takes care of the basketball. He knows how to run an offense. He knows how to make decisions, whether to push it in transition or to set up. He can make big shots. He can get it to the rim. He finds shooters. He now has McGary as a guy that can finish for him. So it's because of Trey Burke. He makes that whole operation go.
Do you like to see Michigan back on, at this level?
Oh, absolutely. I was very upset the way things went down when they fired Steve Fisher, and things that they said and did at that time, I thought set the program back a long time. And now they got a great athletic director in Dave Brandon, a fine coach in John Beilein. They've learned that you can be good in basketball as well as football, and they've given the basketball program the things they need to compete with on a national level. So I'm glad to see them here. I expect them here, and I think you'll see them here on a more regular basis.
That was your team that won that last national championship for Michigan. Is there a day that you don't regret, or do you regret those moves?
You know what? The only thing I would have done differently is not been honest. When word was leaking out I was going to Arizona State, I decided to be up front and say when the season's over, I'm going to, because I didn't want to lie to my team or to the media or to the community. I would have probably done that differently. But once I did it, I never looked back. I stayed positive. I rooted for Michigan. Coach Fisher did a great job winning those 6 games, and that national championship was a culmination of a decade of hard work. When I took that, my second season there, we were 8-19, and we built it, and we had Big Ten championships, NIT championships, and the national championship was the next step. But I never was bitter about it. I always rooted for the Wolverines. I was upset the way things were handled when they fired Steve, but now I'm glad they're back, and I'm pulling for them.
Last question, how much did those words sting when you heard Bo say, we want a Michigan?
You know what, I always felt that Bo was envious of the fact that I did go to Michigan, had 2 degrees from Michigan, and he graduated from some school in Ohio. I thought that bothered him, and because there was no bigger Michigan man than me.
Oh, great stuff, eh?
Interesting take
Some
there, right?
school in Ohio Bo went to. Wow.
Well, still ahead, Jack will sit down with a West Michigan Wolverine that is in Atlanta.
And our one-on-one conversation with Kalamazoo's Corey Person. That's next on Overtime.